should we
Do you want to take a look at the meeting invoice?
We should. This is the big one. It's what I'm doing. Actually, came in about 80 years ago. Take the phone, sign some checks. Largely, are. Well, the continuation of the host. Yep. There's business, we signed it with a Zoom account. Maybe it's changed.
Okay. See if we get anybody in.
I talked to Chris and Jarrett. He said that they were planning on having something outside on the park today.
Well, I did publish it, so.
Oh.
If we vote, it doesn't count. It has to be published ahead of time.
I thought that they were all established.
That's what I don't know.
Okay. All right.
I'm
Good.
punting today.
Fair enough.
Her comment was.
So-
You're doing great.
We're punting today, and if there's anything that needs to be fixed in the future, we'll fix it.
And the answer that I had for was.
Yeah, we'll fix it. You know, if somebody's in,
I can't be trusted.
who's that?
Timothy. Tim Luchin, Orange County Sheriff's Office, BLSFR.
Thank you. You're it. That we were just wondering if somebody was able to get in. So
Yep, sure was.
Then
This place. Pretty nice. Yes, sir. Yeah. That's obviously first response. Is that what you're? So there's something. Yeah. Okay, I'll try to find this.
I think he's taking the biggest reason nobody wants to be a supervisor here is because they don't know he's not having to change. And at least he's making the effort instead of just paying him all the time. So I'll keep an eye on it, but once it becomes, if he becomes the majority, she'll stand up to that.
Yeah.
The flip side of it is you can see new medics. Yeah.
Shannon is on the way. She reached me.
Well, so let's see, we are on Tuesday and the second, Tuesday.
No. For the guests. You guys need to.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm prepared. I'll have it back on that one. Yeah, I do too. I appreciate that. No, it's good. I'm saying.
Good.
Oh, yeah, sure, yeah, but again, okay.
You make an appointment and just go over some of them.
So the Canada dollars in the mountain.
Where were you? No.
Oh, it will automatically readjust.
Layered on those things? Or is it where out of? It's not. I mean, they're small. It was.
Like shine off my hand.
Yeah, interesting fish pounds. That isn't famous. You every time, like fish heads.
And the original.
Okay, thanks. You were asking. Oh,
That's an old one.
okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Do we have any more remote sites or anybody?
Second person I clicked apart. Greenport.
Steve Scully Bean.
The, yeah, right. A little battery button thing is. I'm sleeping out worth the way now. Invite, drop the jumper and give it plug. Or if they just join like the video. It's almost like it's kind of get off. So, I'm taking the car over to Dot's.
Who all's at Clifton Park Half Moon so I can record for attendance? You're muted.
Kristen Jarrow and Frank Curtis.
Frank Curtis, is he a member or a guest?
Yes. Guys.
Frank Curtis.
Just had the guy to leave.
And same question for Greene County, who's there?
That's like, no, I don't.
Good morning, Beth. Greenport Rescue Squad just has Aiden as a guest at the moment.
Thank you, Aiden. Style. It's like big morning, we're all home till start the weekend.
Have you started scanning? Oh, mine was scanned in once. Scanned in? It was scanned in once. It has not been scanned in since then. You mean scanned out, like checked out or? And has not been scanned, it has not been replaced. Because so as if you scanned it, it expired. Yeah, so one was scanned. That would have been the one. Yeah. So you still have it, or you go? No, no, when it went back in, we, so for a few years.
Ready to read.
Basically, you say, right, but it's not back, to be cracking, that's, oh, we're now still logging. Gotcha.
Aiden's on the game.
What do you do with this? It gives you to be make sure you get it right when you're checking in.
I know. We should. You know what the answer is.
Use it, you have five seconds, you. And then start, yeah, what is something bad? The.
Sure. I do. Tell us, babe. If you stay, the person's staying. So he's like, this was. I did.
You could make the call.
No, what they do is call afterward and get them satisfied.
Fees, yeah.
Make sure they agree. These dates.
With that employment.
Well, really, we should pick up Steve Meehan.
Steve's on,
Steve's on,
for me, it's.
Steve Meehan's on, okay.
But he's not. But he's not. on the site.
Yeah, if that was a site, it doesn't count.
I don't think it. Not for quorum or count for voting.
Yes, right?
I'm confident.
Doesn't count
Yeah,
for
yeah,
as attendance
yeah.
at the meeting.
We appreciate everybody's attendance.
He's back to take experience.
For the folks joining remotely, we're just waiting to see if we come up with a quorum, still a few short. So we're hanging for a few. Yeah, so. While you're writing that, did you see Tom ask for them?
That's the one I was writing down, thank you, I did hear you.
Sure, sign up too. Who does use one of those? Oh, she gives them the size.
MES.
Federal.
They're a bit of a nightmare.
Oh.
We're better when we had a store in Albany and Colony. They got rid of that. They're talking about bringing it back. This online platform.
Helping win.
It's an SO, yeah, it's not locked,
I
okay?
might be able to piggyback off. We've got,
It's gonna be 100% out.
we've got Wicked Smart and
So you have it with this one. Things are going great. The contract expires and put a new bid out. Jeez. I could. Should have got 25 years in. That's the pain in the ass every 3 or 4 years switching vendors. So it is nice having local, right? So you know, but that, what I hear, they're supposed to send us a plethora of sample. Drives,
I mean, I guess trying to get with their purchasing department to say, hey, we want to make sure there's some local, whether it's calls.
I don't.
Some local. And
She's the one that's called. That's what I said. Yeah. That's the way I bitched. Even better, I remember that I need these tools. Yeah, I do when I was. I'll say that goes. You get a good start. Really.
Oh, I thought you were asking where.
But when people remember it, I should open.
have a caller ID.
Like, all right.
Thank you very
Call
much.
in, you have to call them in.
No,
And Steve Cole is not coming, Anand is not coming.
What I would do is they'll call it in. Ask for mine, I'll help with that. And you're gonna need that number right there. They'll give it to you.
So, get it forward.
Bring it back to me.
You have the one.
I did, it's 15882.
There's like
It's right on there.
huge.
I need.
So,
I didn't, yeah. I put it on the rest of the paperwork. I didn't know if I could do it on that.
but man,
Not a problem.
I'm just gonna search my card so I can get.
and that's why I was saying, like, I push you, and I fought for you, but it's $100,000.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Now, when they sent me pricing, I was like, this is insane. You guys have priced yourself out of the market. Thank you, anyone.
But what shocked me is I got quotes from both of them. So I knew how much the budget for.
No RP, medical appointment.
Both right around 650.
And then
And
structure just drop your price on the button.
unbelievable. Unbelievable. So I called it first thing. I'm like, you're not selling the recondition shit.
And then
He knows, no, absolutely not. It's brand new right off. We're at. I'm like, hello, man. Something smells fishy. I said $200,000 at a one.
I think they recognize the downstream profits they're gonna generate from all the supply disposal, the licensing fees, the support contracts.
And.
Which countries? The big for striker versus the old modelers. Okay, man.
Being a designated sponsor.
We probably did. So the biggest, I was trying to sell this monitor. I said, if we go to the Xenix,
So what I did it in.
we're 100% set platform. You know, we just switched this old building. We got this old Z-Bens. We have this whole EMS trucks, but why not have this old monitor? Shit. You know, maybe someday they'll all be able to talk to each other.
Yeah.
It was good. And I said, you know, if it's within a couple thousand, I can sell it. I can justify it.
Yeah.
Have a whole platform before we pay $100,000 difference.
For how many monitors? Wow.
There's two.
Oh, look at him, boy.
Yeah, there's other sides.
I got quotes from both. And I mean, within $100.
Right.
And then the bid came back and Stryker obviously realized that they need to do something to guarantee this.
Well, because they've lost just about all our market share.
They cut
Who's today?
can't justify it. There's no way I can say, look,
So they're under 30,000.
That's not going if it's in TVs.
what's
That was my notes, so if it's.
But that's due to the trade too.
yes.
They give more for the trade in and a bit less for than they originally thought they would.
I don't know if I can search on my phone. This new system the county has to search.
I wouldn't be. They were smart, they would let us know that. Okay.
Let's start with like this.
Make sure that.
I mean, we can't vote on anything.
Yeah. Well, we're not sure, for the people who are joining remotely, that we will actually, obtain a quorum, so, in the interest of time and the people who are here, we'll, I guess we can't really call a meeting to order, but we can certainly go through the, agenda items, for the benefit of those, attendants either personally or remotely, so, it's, 10:11. Let's go with the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Obviously, we don't have an executive director's report, and you guys should have all seen the email for Tim, so he's recuperating, but maybe not as quickly as originally anticipated. Expects him back in the near future. From a chairperson's report, there's nothing that we will discuss as part of the chairperson's report that won't be part of the meeting. So there won't be a specific chairperson's report. As far as issue discussions, I guess it could be reported that these are old business or an issue, but the paramedic scholarship and recruitment and retention committees have continued to meet since our last meeting, and the processes there are, I guess, near a completion point. So at the time when we feel we have it complete, for lack of a better description, that'll go out to everybody for comment, and then we can put those in place. And again, thanks to Beth, Tim for spearheading or trying to keep the, as Terry Hannig would say, herding birds moving forward in that regard. Operational reports, Dr. Dan?
So I don't know if any of you have had the opportunity to see this weekend. One of the Times Union reporters popped an article in there about delays to regulations for EMS blood. I thought she actually did a really nice objective job of writing it. Did close with the thing that I think both Nathan and I were pushing, which is please donate blood so we've got it wherever we need it. We do need to continue to work towards blood donation through EMS and coming up with some plans to do that. But as of right now, there is no sign on the horizon that we will be getting the draft blood regs anytime soon. Albany Med's physicians, with the exception of me today, are the only place in New York State can be guaranteed to get blood if you need it pre-hospitally. When the weather does not allow for a helicopter to get there. We continue to hope that we will come up with some good plans. I was going to ask for a motion from the council today about blood regionally. We will obviously hold off on that till the fall. But I think the only way we will do this and do it effectively is it will require regional implementation. When we finally get those regs in place. You don't know that that'll be a part of the regulations because we haven't seen them in over a year. So hopefully draft regs get issued at some point.
Can you send me that article from the Times Union? Sure. Thank you.
Interesting quagmire. We probably can't talk on the record about why this is taking forever.
It's
Yeah, that's right.
it's interesting. Honestly, the department early in the process was fantastic. They put exactly the right people on the task to bring the subject matter experts to the table and really have a good, solid discussion on how we could best implement this. People were spending time looking at how things were being done in other states to make sure that we could adopt a regulatory framework that would be, operationally prudent. And then at some point, it sort of disappeared into leadership and into the Division of Legal Affairs. That's all I can say. And all frankly, anybody will tell me on or off the record in the department that they're just there. So who knows? We can only hope that New York State will catch up with the rest of the country and we will have a reasonable approach to blood. We cannot have this everywhere. You don't need everybody to go out and buy $20,000 coolers, but we will need to have focused implementations probably on a county basis in order to assure that we have the resource for our patients.
So they haven't figured out a way to tax it. That's what it's being told about. Any? Yeah. Any questions for Dr. Daly as part of the medical report back anyways? But you, Dr. McHugh's not on. You have anything?
McHugh was fighting to get on. He was having some Zoom issues. A couple of other things. Dave Feingold, who's one of our really experienced pediatric emergency medicine physicians, is going to join the REMAC. that technically has to come here for approval at some point. I think somewhere in somebody's bylaws it says that you've got to approve it. I don't think there's ever been a doctor that you guys haven't approved. Please don't start with Dave, he's fantastic. And I think that is primarily that.
Sounds good. Treasurers, PJ?
Yep, pretty unremarkable report here. The most glaring omission from this report is basically, and it's nothing that hasn't happened before, is that our New York State is between 2 and 3/4 behind in sending us our receivables. So that adds to the lack of revenue. But otherwise, expenses are in line with the budget, and we're pretty much on line with what we should be.
Sounds good. Any questions for PJ? Seeing none, Dr. Daly, you want to mention anything QI really? No. Good. CON committee, we actually did have an action come before CON committee. And as noted there, it's actually just a portion of the stock that is part of what operates Mohawk Ambulance being transferred. The information that was submitted wasn't complete, so that was sent back. So we will expect completeness at some point. Hopefully, it won't require us to hold a meeting during the summer to meet the statutory requirement, but again, that's pretty much the extent of that. Information sharing, a couple disciplinary actions. Brent Cohen suspended for 3 years for violations of Part 800.16A2 and 800.16A4. Max Reiter suspended for violations of 800.16A10. Jason Hagg revoked for violations of Part 800.06A1 and 800.16A2. Bunch of course advisory. HECC has a paramedic course with a start date of June 29. Mohawk has several. An instructor CLI to begin July 7, an EMT refresher to begin July 31, and a EMT to begin August 3rd. SCC, which is more informational because it's SCC has two, an original and a refresher, both with a start date of August 24. Remo has one with an a start date of August 31. That's a CFR and that's private. SCC has a second EMT start, which is private and not open to the public. That's September 10. And then Rensselaer County has both an original and a refresher with a start date of September 14th. So plenty of opportunities out there for folks. Nothing other in terms of correspondence. The executive committee did not meet, so nothing to report there. Steve Kroll, Finance. What's there? Oh, there he is.
Jim, I don't have anything to report today. Thanks.
All right, very good. The New York State EMS Council.
I'm not looking at.
Oh.
Because
Steve,
it's
Steve.
Oh, that's right.
How is
Sure.
everyone? Can you hear me?
And there's Steve.
We can hear you, Steve.
Okay. I'll just give everyone a basic overview of all the committees that had met. This was my first Semsco and CMAC meeting I attended in Saratoga. Was eye-opening. But overall they were productive and pretty collaborative. A lot of the discussions centered and focused on the future sustainability of EMS really throughout New York State. I'll kind of just break it down pretty quickly on the different committee levels. The finance committee, a good portion of that meeting was about EMS financial sustainability. Highlighted the increasing importance of agencies really working with their billing vendors to ensure that providers are properly educated on documentation practices. Particular attention to the treat and no transport billing opportunities that we have at our disposal right now. There are several Medicare Advantage insurances and some commercial plans that are beginning to reimburse for these types of encounters with specific modifiers. So there was also discussion, the proposed 2027-28 state EMS budget was reviewed pretty extensively. The current fiscal year budget requests had an increase of approximately 12% year over year, from 10.7 million to nearly 12 million. It was also a discussion point that EMS program agencies had not seen a funding level increase since about 1997. So that was so we're hopeful that there's going to be some funding that will happen in the near future for everyone. Excuse me. Under the education and training committees, a bunch of different topics. A new course paperwork portal that's being pushed out through the state right now for real-time data and improving oversight regarding courses and renewals. There was a pretty good debate as well on the concept of implementing statewide functional job descriptions for EMTs. I think there's going to be more discussion of that as we move forward. And then another pretty major topic involved New York State's continued use of its own certification exam rather than switching to a national registry state. So there were several physicians on the CMAC that openly expressed dissatisfaction, that were dissatisfied essentially with the current state examination process, and really pushing their students because of the abysmal passing rates to go to national registry. Under legislative, I know we've all been awaiting the guidance for counties to review their sustainability and reliability as now in the new legislation. There were a bunch of different topics that were discussed specifically. Let's see here. The state, when questioned about why this is really taking so long, they just really cited statutory and regulatory delays as their primary reasons. Excuse me. There were other discussions, including renewing the movement for buprenorphine legislation, which definitely physicians advocated for, which would be extremely beneficial for providers to be able to use in the field. And then some other topics in the future as well that are going to be coming out for public comment would be ambulance build standards, obviously the long-awaited blood administration, and community paramedicine. Systems committee, there was discussion about the presentation of a future framework for Remsco's to handle CON appeals and related operating territory disputes. The intent of the framework that they're trying to come up with is to standardize it for all Remscos that they can utilize, and then try to handle those things at the Remsco level, and then only require to, or then the need really to escalate things to the state level would be that much smaller. So that's as well coming. A lot of these things seem incipient stage, so it'll take some time. Quality metrics had met. Biospatial integrations expected to become operational for program agencies, hopefully in the coming months. Let's see. EMS Innovation Committee. Let's see. A major topic actually, which is I think going to be pretty exciting for us to be able to utilize, involved intensive crisis stabilization centers. Currently, there are about 25 of them anticipated statewide, and there'll hopefully soon be guidance for EMS to discuss facilitation of transporting these patients. The centers fall under OMH and OASIS oversight. So they reportedly will not deny the patients based on their insurance, and work is ongoing really regarding destination codes, billing guidance, and proper education that's going to go out to really all of the providers in New York State. Protocols and med standards. Just a lot of discussion about RSI credentialing and the oversight through the state. The consensus really among almost everyone was that it should remain at the regional level, managed at the regional level through the REMAX structures, which hopefully stays that way. BLS airway response. This was a big topic. I'm sorry, BLS first response airway. Discussion regarding the expansion of really just using the iGel program. Physicians really strongly advocated for broader implementation, and just to ensure that there were some concerns relative to regarding the education, continuing competency, and I guess the overall who governs BLS first response organizations in New York. There were some neonatal resuscitation updates. And then one of the big ones was cervical collar usage. One of the more significant clinical discussions centered around cervical collar utilization, and the growing body of evidence associated with the nexus criteria, spinal mobilization restriction practices. So physicians discussed evidence suggesting the improper use and unnecessary cervical collars may actually be causing harm. I know this has been a topic that Dr. Daly has definitely spearheaded in the region here, and we'll see with the protocol push out that is going to be occurring instead of July 1st this year. It's going to be September 1st for a few separate reasons, but it's I think it'll be overall beneficial to get the education to specifically all of the hospitals in New York State, so that when providers are coming in with patients not wearing seat collars, they're not going to get chastised. They're actually following the protocols. And that's really it, though. I've got some other things, but nothing really extraordinary, noteworthy. If anyone has any questions for me, I'd be happy to answer.
If I can just offer a little follow-up to that. Steve, you did a great job with that. I appreciate it. Little follow-up on the cervical collars. As you guys may remember, we had Snowmageddon back in January, February, and we had a bunch of meetings canceled. The STAC was supposed to weigh in on their thoughts on the collars prior to that motion going to CMAC. It ended up going the other direction, so CMAC saw it first. CMAC made a couple of minor changes, and it went on to STAC. STAC was not unanimous in their vote to support it. There were two people from Buffalo that did not support the updated protocol. We don't know why, because they actually didn't speak against the motion while it was on the floor. Didn't speak about the protocols at all. They just voted against it, which is really a shame, because we're an advisory group. If you've got an opinion, share the opinion. Let's work this stuff out. We just don't vote against it. But anyway, it has been updated. The department currently has the final version put forth, and Maya Dorset, Jerry Rubano, myself, and Brian Walters will be working on putting some training together so that we can train to it. The important thing to remember is necks do break, but collars are not the answer for potential for neck injury. They can make things worse. I have seen them make things worse. We've all seen people wearing collars wrong. Let's just stop using these things where they don't make any damn sense. One size fits none is basically what the collars are. So we'll work our way towards some more competent spinal motion restriction using towel rolls and going essentially old fashioned in that. The other thing I'll point out is the two times that patients are probably at most risk. well, three. One is while they're bouncing around in the back of an ambulance, if we're not traveling reasonably. The second is when we paralyze them in order to intubate them, that is a incredibly risky time. And the last is actually when we transfer them from the ambulance stretcher onto the hospital stretcher, when we just basically grab the sheet, yank and pop that person into a new position. And frankly, they're not expecting. So I think that's something that we have significant potential to continue to work towards good solutions on. But that'll need some regional thought. So that's what I got.
Actually, I do have a few more topics here. One that Dr. Daly may want to chime in on. Potential remote participation in a KEPRA pilot that's currently active in Suffolk and Nassau counties. Dr. Daly and Dr. Winslow and I had a conversation about them using them down in Suffolk and Nassau County, or starting this pilot program, and they're looking for they honestly just need a little bit more data, the utilization of KEPRA in patients with status seizure activity.
I think that'll be something we have a discussion about at the REMAC, get a better understanding of what we're really looking at for patient populations, but certainly something that may be very effective for long distance transports in particular.
And I believe that's gone to the commissioner for sign off as a demonstration program before it starts.
Perfect. And then there were just some other clinical discussions ongoing. You'll see furosemide back in the formulary in the new protocol revision. However, that is not going to be a required medication for all agencies to carry. It was simply placed back into the formulary for community paramedicine programs to be able to utilize. So not everyone needs to get furosemide back in. There was also discussions about potential removal of pelvic binders from protocols due to diagnostic uncertainty without imaging. And then still on the uncertainty end, ongoing uncertainty surrounding the DEA regulations impacting EMS agencies. Director Greenberg had mentioned that he'd been in conversations with other states and the DEA, and there's still really no drastic operational changes for anyone right now. So more to come on that.
And the PAD legislation has changed, and they are going to be working on the regulatory policy guidance, whichever level they choose to put out the new PAD stuff.
And that's really all I have.
Next meeting's in September.
Sounds good. The nurses committee, Art is tied up at a different appointment, so he's unable to attend and report. But for anybody interested, their next meeting is in August 13th. MCI PJ?
No report.
Good. Membership remains open, so anybody who's interested and wants to be part of the committee, that's the one you could become part of. Nominating?
No report.
No report. Awards?
Yeah, so we just had the vote for our regional award winners. So the results are BLS provider Morgan Costelli, ALS provider Henna Mateen, youth provider Abigail Twan, agency Ravina Rescue, EMS clinical partner of excellence Allison Barbara, physician of excellence Dr. David Afienko, excellence in quality and safety Dr. Drew Anderson, and Harriet C. Weber, EMS leadership Brian Wood. So both those into the state. But what we need to think about and work on over the course of the next months and into next year is how to get better participation, because we have very limited, very few nominees and limited participation. So we had 19 of our council members voted. Still missing about 9 folks that did not. And also, like I said, we need to get more involvement, more people involved in getting the word out, getting other agencies to put in folks to.
I would just say I applaud your patience as they trickle in and we move the dates around.
Yeah, one of these years on the right side.
County reports, Albany County. Columbia County.
Nothing notable to report.
Anybody Greene County?
Yeah, I'm here. The only notable thing to report is that Greene County conducted a study of the current EMS system with the idea of consolidating all of us into a municipal system. That idea is not happening at this current time, and there's nothing else to report.
Rensselaer County. Yeah. Saratoga County.
I got nothing to report.
Good. Schenectady County.
I only have a couple things to report. There was some change in our EMS council that we have. Peter Brody is still the president or chair. Our vice chair is now Adam Colvin with SFD. And our secretary is Tom Henry, who is with the Niskuna Chiefs part of our EMS council, but he's also with OEM, super knowledgeable. I think he's going to be a great asset and hopefully move up along. And then there is, I don't know if you guys have heard of Beyond the Spectrum. It's a group that's going to be looking to go around to the other counties and help educate EMS workers, first responders on how to handle people on the spectrum, autism, Down syndrome, etc. They're going to be doing a news meeting with us in July to kind of get the word out, but we're like their test site per se. So they're going to help us, one, interact better with people on the spectrum, and they will give you reusable boxes to take care of these patients if we come across them, be it, they just happen to be involved in a car accident, they're not injured, but they start stimming, they have stuff that's going to help them stim, ways for us to speak to them, help de-escalate them versus, I know a lot of times we come across patients who are hard to deal with, and they're rather than go, well, I'm going to go to Versed or I'm going to go to ketamine, other things that we can do to help hopefully bring them down so we don't have to chemically restrain them. We're still waiting on a date when that's going to be, but I will keep you guys updated. But as their test dummies, quote unquote, they're looking to reach out to other agencies. And start educating people.
If you're interested in sensory bags, there's bags called Carter kits.
Yes.
Which are very good sensory bags to have.
So we're going to be getting those to hand out. But they're going to give us big things that are reusable too. And it's free. We don't have to pay anything for it. It's awesome. So I'll keep you guys posted on how it goes.
Very good. I don't believe we have anything under new business. The only old business, as I mentioned, was that I can think of is the paramedic fellowship and preliminary retention, which we already talked about. So anybody have any items from the floor? Seeing none. All right, our next meeting would not be until September 28th at 10 a.m. So unless somebody has something else, enjoy your summer. We don't need to adjourn because we didn't meet officially. And again, thanks everybody who did attend. I think the information was well worth it, even if we didn't have a forum. Enjoy your summer.
Thank you.
Remember we talked by phone about the guy, Sarah.